how this turned out. Here's the bottom of it. The engine was a glue bomb I got from one of Tammy's friends, and I could have massaged it a little bit more than that, but that was how I put it in there. And some blackjack headers. Those were about my favorite. I can do a lot more detail than that, but I want to get it done, get it ready, get it on the shelf. But yeah, that's looking pretty good. I got smudges on it now. I need to rub it out one more time. I got fingerprints all over it. And I wash my hands. It doesn't really matter. Your hands always produce a bunch of oils and stuff. Okay. Put that down because the weight of the tires and everything will stick into that Mod Podge. Okay. There's this one here. Got the parachute on just like it was. Let me get my pointer. It had a bar. It was separate. Now I got a guitar string that's going to go from here. Now I'll plug it in. And this will all look amazing. And then now I got to make some wheelie bars that come back. And once I get that about done, then the back end will be wrapped up. There was some kind of a deal here. Oh, well, you know what? I had somebody. He's a new subscriber. He said he just subscribed, but he wanted to see a real close-up of that paintwork. And I told him about my camera. It's been ruined. That I broke it on a photo shoot as I walked down the stairs. It kept sliding. Sometimes I just put it in my pocket, but I always kept that in its box. And I always carried its box because it was styrofoam. And if it dropped, it wouldn't hurt anything. I hope I'm not shaking too much because I know this camera, if it has any movement at all, it turns into a blur. So I hope you can see that okay and it's centered right. Okay, that's what I'm working on. I got a couple other things in the fire now, some other irons. I got this mist coated some primer because I'm almost out of primer and I want to make it last a little bit. All I had to really do was mist coat it because the body sanded good. I had the flash lines sanded real nice. And I got some colors I want to do. Then I got the rest of it ready to go. But this is all going to be that mocha that has a light pinkish to a purple hue to it. Let's see if I can get it out and show it to you. But I want to do the stripes in the mocha and then do the purple the same color I did my Ranchero. It's scuffed and ready to have its stuff done too. That one in the Leon's build, and I keep putting them aside because my heart's really not in it yet. And being an artist, you really have to feel. You really have to feel. Let me see. Really have to be in the mood to create a certain thing, or else it'll never turn out. It will never turn out in a million years. Okay, get a couple of these. But this Cobra, I'm real excited about. I bench mixed that years ago, but that's the color of the Ranchero. And that was the color of the real Ranchero. Oh, that smells magical. I call it plum crazy, even though it wasn't It was actually a much better shade. What I do, waste a little bit more. This is what I'm down to. I don't have about that much left, which is enough to do a lot in the model world, but it won't go real far on a car. And this, I can't get it to move around, so I'm hoping for the best. Hoping for the best, preparing for the worst. Oh, okay. It's because it's all real glurpy. But that color with that purple, I'm going to do this as the stripes and the whole interior and all that. I can see what the problem is with this. I have 7160S, and DuPont don't make it anymore. I don't even know what it said there. Tape was all over it, I guess. That might be it. I don't know, but 7160S is the only stuff I use. Psst. There you go. Just give it a splash. It's like schlock that, schlock that. Now we'll get something in there stirred up. Take you guys along since you're here and I'm here. Isn't it our time, Mr. Hand? There we go. That reactivated everything. That's what's nice about Chroma Base. This crap is what, from 1993? It was from 1994. No. No, it wasn't. It was from 2003. Pumice, Ford color. Of course it's a Ford color. Being a Ford guy, I'm very familiar with all the Ford colors. Okay, let's see if we got that. No, there it is. It's pearl. It's pearl, so it's a beautiful color. So the interior is going to be that. The engine I want to paint silver to be an aluminum, but everything else, frame, just about everything's going to be that color. Stripes. And then I've also made I've made a lot of the wheels. Yep, that's been sitting around for a great many years. Yep, and then the purple that I mixed. There's a whole lot more of that purple than I do that pumice, which I've always called mocha. I'll look in the paint chips in the color books, and I'll find these different mochas that I really like, and I would use them on the truck conversions. But that'll be that cat. Let's see, was it in here? Yeah. Here's some wheel and tire I cast. But I'm not going to use any of them. I'm going to use all these, I'm sure. I've got a whole bunch of these that I cast. And is what I'll do is I'll sand this edge of the rim down. I'll put it on a flat piece of sandpaper that I got back behind the camera here. And I'll sand it. And I'll sand the back too, I'm sure. And it'll take this edge of this rim off. It'll take the bead off. And is what I'll do with it then. What I'll do with that then is I'll machine my own outers for the rims. And that way I can fill up these wheel wells a lot better. Make it look a lot more accurate. I also got a Ford GT up there that I'm going to turn into the GT40, and I want the better wheels. I don't like them real tall dubs with rubber band tires. That's not me. That's totally not my style. So those have got to put that away. Okay. What else did I want to go through? A few other things here. What is it? I went through and found a bunch of stuff here. Some of my old magazines. 1979 Street Chopper. That's my kind of stuff. I've had to tape it all together. I guess I'm real rough on stuff. If I touch paper, it completely disintegrates. I know my cat had something to do with it. One of them, I'd have to say probably Alfred by the looks of it, but I like all the old ads back when I was a kid. These are the bikes that I fell in love with. Like to build some of these that are in here. There it is. Look at that. To me, that's a work of art. You look pretty dorky sitting on it or trying to drive it, but to me, that is a work of art. It don't have very much gas capacity. And a Harley motor, that'd go through that gas really fast. Yeah, they were real dorky to sit on, but boy, did they look good when they're low slung. The bike itself looks great at a bike show. Not real practical to drive. That one's a little bit better. Yeah, the Avon wheels, Avon tires rather. 16-inch in the back, and that one looks like a 18. I had an 18 on mine. 21 looks better. Here's one that didn't quite catch on. There was nothing over the motor. It was a kit back in '79. Yeah, I'm pretty rough on magazines. But that is a work of art. It's not very practical. And I can see why it didn't catch on, but that was really nice looking. I hope you can see it. Just leaf through real quick. These are the kind of motorcycles from this era that I liked. These are placemats that they were selling back then. This one's cool. I've seen this one. Did that trike? But yeah, this is the style. These buggers are never going to come back in style. To me, they'll always be in style. I don't know if I was trying to draw one or what. But, well, this was, here's Sugar Bear. There he is there with the big overextended Springer. It's way up here, and it's got like elf feet in the bottom of it. There it is here. He's got the greatest style rockers ever. Sugar Bear. This was '09. It was 40 years. I remember my son got this for me. He worked at a newsstand. He got me that when it came out. But those are really cool. Boy, that style is never going to come back. The digger style. So I found that. What else? Got a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I found all that. There's one here. Hot Rod magazine from 1971. It has the multi-Maverick on the front of it. Look at that. Boss 429. Boy, that's nice. And it's a Maverick, so there's that. 1971. Tammy was, I think it was January. It is January. So Tammy wasn't even a year old yet. This one didn't get too smashed or ruined. This cat did get to it. There we go. Look at that old advertisement. Boy, you sure don't see stuff like that anymore. Golden Goose. Remember, I had some thrush underneath my. Oh, there's the multi-Maverick. Now, I started working on this thing years ago. You could get the multi-Maverick model, but you sure can't get decals that look like that. I was going to paint that. And the multi-Maverick, they went through and they've cut the rear quarter panels so high, they've ruined the look of the Maverick. This particular version of 71, which this would have been 70, I'm sure. It wasn't cut. So this thing looks right on to me. And the paint is so elaborate, that's right up my alley. I get pretty excited about elaborate paintwork. Rat Pack, looks like the Nova. And it's got the rat motor. Very cool. Yeah, look at that 71 AMF. Jeepers. What a time. 1971. That was certainly quite an era. Well, that's neat. Little Tiger that they turned. That's an awful lot of horsepower for a tiny little car. I've always wanted to do that with my MGB. I've had 5 MGBs, and their engines are just so underpowered. I'm going to get through this fast, see if there ain't good stuff in here. Bad news was it's almost all black and white. Black and white just don't have my interest at all. Oh boy. The exciting new dirt bikes. Oh my goodness. What dinosaurs by today's standards. But even back then, Evel Knievel never used dirt bikes to go jumping. Boy, look at this. That wouldn't even be pixelated, wouldn't even be popular until 30-something years later. Kragers. All rocket wheels. They were Kragers. They were Krager knockoff is what they were. Neato, man. Seen it in the Hot Rod magazine. It's Hot Rod, yeah, Hot Rod. I know there's a lot of different kinds that I would get. But my favorite was that Maverick on the front. Because Mavericks have always been my favorite. Look at that. Is that Dandy Dick Landy? It's the real thing. Oh, great. Yeah, the writing is so tiny. I thought sometime I had read it and it was Dick Landy. I thought, 1971. Let's see what this was back here. Clearasil. No. The big bodybuilder for $1. Oh, here's guys. These are people that are trying to sell theirs at the time. Yeah, man, that was some cool stuff. Okay, let's see what else I found. I found some pictures of mine when the printer was acting up. Real thick. Same picture done two different. The printer did them two different ways entirely. Here's the old. Just a different angle of that one. The zombie rat. Oh boy. Get all excited and start knocking stuff over. Here's another one. Detail was pretty slick on that one. That was my first rat rod attempt, July 8th of 2006. Here's here from the other side. Got several here. Yeah, that was the other side of the rat rod. Here's the back of it. I love it. This is way back when I had no idea, and I plugged in the guitar strings into the bottom instead of putting it right in the middle of the parachute. So it kind of tells you just how long ago that was. It's one of my motorcycles I built. People always turn the pillion pad. They always turn it around and have it face the wrong way. But that was a really neat bike. That was a 77 XS650 Yamaha that I turned into a 1952 AJS matchless. There was a different version of it, same bike. I put a flat fender on it at that time. Old. These are cool, old models. It's Reveil, 1973 and 74. This is like your wish list catalog. Look at these guys. My goodness. Be nice to rewind the clock. Now, I had this 1/16 scale. Yeah, it's all falling apart. Don't want to breathe any of those crumbs, probably. I've got this one right there. This is nice. This 54. Oh, this is 53. But I've built a 54 one of these that had the 54 grill. Let's see what. Oh, motorcycles. Yep. Just powdery. Some really cool ones. There's the Evil Iron up there, and its picture's about half gone. Is that the Chain Gang? Nope. LA Street Chopper. 73 and 74. And I think I'm away from all the stuff that I like. And they try to tell you all the tools that you need to build their model the best way. Tips and tricks. Cool stuff. I got so much trash in. I'm not throwing the vacuum in here after that. Okay, guys. That's all the stuff I found. So I'll talk to you guys later, and I'll see you in the next one.